The WNBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Make sure you get over there and check out Underdog Fantasy, Best Ball Mania going on, and use that promo code NBA SGPN and get $1,000 deposit match. Yes, sir. We are back with another edition of the WNBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. No me nor voice of a guy. It's me, really real, feeling real. Terrell Furman Jr. here at your service. Okay. I didn't hit the lot. The Storm and the Liberty game went under. However, shout out to the over with the Fever and the Sparks. And shout out to the Chicago Sky for getting a cover. You know, after today and seeing them at camp game, 8-4 ATS on the road are the Chicago Sky. Just throw that out there.
Should have won the game.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I thought they got hosed on that Atkins foul.
Not the one at the end of the game.
They got challenged, and it was challenged.
Oh, yeah.
Good, but that whole thing was nonsense. The loose ball, and they just called it on Atkins. I thought she was just going for the ball.
The foul at the end of the game with Elizabeth Williams, it looked, when I went back and watched it on TV, it didn't look like a foul. But I was right there, Scott. And, like, there were multiple people, and I was sitting, and maybe it's because I was sitting next to the Mystics bench, but it very clearly looked like a foul. And it was like, dang, you're kind of wild if you don't call that. Like,
I thought it was a foul live. I thought that the loose ball foul on Atkins was pretty soft.
Mm-hmm. I also, real time, I missed Angel slapping the
clipboard.
I didn't see that in real time, Scott. I didn't find out about that until I got back. I was like, oh, this happened. I completely missed that part. I think I was still reeling from the foul, but I completely missed her going over and slapping the clipboard out of the hand.
I caused a ripple effect on WNBA Twitter. People were mad at me.
Oh, because of what you said about Camilla? I saw that. I
stand by everything I said.
Yeah. What did you say? For the people that didn't see Twitter, what did you say?
I tweeted
Wait. Before you say that, Scott Studio Reichel. Scott, what's going on?
Scotty, beam me up.
Surprise.
All right, so my initial tweet involved Angel Reese and Cardoso together, and I said this better be the last season where Reese and Cardoso are on the same roster. It's not a coincidence that Reese started dominating once again when there was more spacing. Get her some shooters and space the floor. This isn't complicated. And then I looked up her numbers with Cardoso being out. 4 games without Cardoso playing. She is averaging 19.8 points per game. 16.5 rebounds per game.
That's insane.
4.8 assists per game on 48.3% from the floor. Now, I get the field percentage is not great. You compare it to what it was with Cardoso playing with her, significantly better. She's averaging 19 or basically 20 and 16 in 4 games without Cardoso. And I'm supposed to pretend that they're better when they play together?
Uh-huh.
I know what I'm watching. Like, no, they look like a better team right now. Now, they lost the game anyway, and people argued, saying, well, they're not winning anyway. Who cares? They were 4-9 with them playing together anyway. They can't win games regardless. This team stinks. What kind of argument is that? No. So people got mad at me, saying that I'm biased as a Reese fan, and how Cardoso is actually really good, and how they're destined to, have success together. Are we watching the same team? They look horrible on the court together because neither one of them can shoot. You need spacing. Look, I'm just saying, if you're asking me right now who's better between Reese and Cardoso, it's clearly Reese. It's not even close. You'd want to build around your best player, and that results in getting better shooting around your best player. Having 2 players that can only hit layups does not help you because you can't space the floor. So, yes, I stand by everything that I said. They are better, in my eyes, with Cardoso off the floor, Reese by herself, and I think the spacing looks significantly better. And people lost their damn minds. They lost their minds. They accused me of being a Reese fan. Some people called me a Caitlin Clark fan at some point, and like just making stuff up. And they're like, "Yeah, you just hate Cardoso." I'm like, when did I ever say that?
And then it's a very slippery slope because then you get to a point where Scott's going to start rage baiting, and that's never any fun.
No, the fun part was people inventing narratives, and they're like, well, what's supports your stats? And I just mentioned all the stats that support everything I'm saying. And they're like, no, but you're a hater. I'm like, what are you asking me for? You asked for stats. I gave you stats. And it's like, what's the record without Cardoso? They're not winning games either, are they? I'm like, I'm supposed to get mad they lost to the Lynx by 5. They gave the Valkyries a run for their money, who's a playoff team. What do you want me to say? Like, they've been more competitive with Cardoso not playing. It's just how it goes. We'll see how they look tomorrow because Cardoso might be back in the lineup tomorrow. But Reese is putting up MVP caliber numbers when Cardoso left the team. I'm supposed to ignore that?
So, and that's where I was just like, I don't know. One, she's like one of the nicest people you could ever meet, for sure. But two, 20 and 15 is 20 and 15. I don't care how you slice it. 20 and 15.
It's not 20 and 15. It's 20 and 16. It's 16 and a half. And she's averaging roughly 5 assists per game. She's putting up MVP caliber numbers in a very small sample. I'm aware of it. 4 games. Against, you can argue, decent competition with the Valkyries and the Lynx being in there. And she's dominated. Mm-hmm. It's not a coincidence that once you increase the spacing, and some people accuse Reese of stat padding, which is an extreme circle from what we went through.
I have no idea. It's really hard to stat pad when she's doing this at
and 48% means she is increasing her field goal percentage from what it was earlier in the year. She's been going crazy. So yes, you should build around your best player.
She had 10 and 10 and a half.
Yeah, do people actually think that Cardoso's better than is that because that was the side argument I thought was happening, where people, including an account called Camila Cardoso Brazil, got really mad at what I had to say. And I'm like, are you arguing that she's better than Reese? Is that where this is coming from?
If you go off of where they were drafted, then clearly this guy had more value for Camila. They took Camila 3rd and Angel 7th. And so, I mean, I think
is that the side argument they're going with? Is, well, if Cardoso is by herself, she'd be dominating too. And I'm like, I don't think you realize how much better Reese is than Cardoso. She's a better player. I don't think it's that close. I'm also lower on Cardoso than most people because people can argue, well, her field goal percentage is high. I'm like, that's great. She only shoots within 3 feet. That's not going to help your spacing. She can't switch on pick and rolls. You get torched every time because she can't guard the perimeter.
Yeah, I was about to say defensively, but Angel can guard 1 through 5 and actually do it pretty well. So,
okay, but even Phil, he's saying, I thought Cardoso was better, but they can't play together. That was my main point. My point is they can't play together. And people said, well, you're a Camila hater. We still want them on the same team. I'm like, well, then you're just not watching them play together because they suck when they're together. It's not a good fit. It is what it is.
Yeah.
So there we go. But that caused an uproar. And people were basically saying, well, you're just a hater. You're just what? I'm like, I'm just watching the games. What do you want from me?
Well, Scott, before we move on, you do deserve one of these.
Yeah, appreciate it. Shout out to Angel Reese once again at the rebounds with the Sky plus the points against the Lynx as my dog. They got there easily. That was 15.5. Did
you see the All-Star teams?
Yeah, I did.
Caitlin said, yo, we might not get a single rebound.
Yeah.
And then,
not wrong.
And then Asia got hurt. Like, they really might not get a single rebound.
Yeah, but either way, point is that Angel came through for me with the rebounds in that dog play, which was plus 186. For the lock, Gabby, my girl, came through again. Never in doubt PRA. But that worked out pretty well, too. So, yeah, nice sweep for me. Can't complain. Once again, I see Phil asking if you trade Cardoso for what piece. Look, you need good guards. You need a guard. That's all I'm going to say. You have no guards worth a damn on your team right now. I know Atkins can be a solid flamethrower at times. I understand that they lost their starting point guard in Vandersloot. You need an actual guard. If you can get some value, I know that you can argue maybe you don't want Jewel Lloyd right now based on what the stock is for her in Vegas. If you want to make an argument, you can make an argument that you can flip Cardoso for Jewel get an actual guard that can shoot.
Do you know how much of a win-win that would be for both teams?
I think it makes sense.
Do you know that that's a legit win-win for both teams? Now, granted, Jewel, I think, is still a 2-guard, and they need a legit point guard, but still,
it's a step.
Because that's what the Aces need. The Aces need a big. Like that's all they've needed.
And that was before the Asia injury. They needed a big.
Yeah.
But once again, you could argue that maybe Jewel, I don't want to say she's washed or maybe just a bad situation. I think it's mostly situational. I think some people would argue that it's also her just being past her prime. I'm not going to go that far. I think Becky just has no idea what to do with her. I think if you threw her in an offense with potentially Angel Reese, some pick and roll, you can get some spacing out of it. I think that would make a lot of sense. Look, I'm not saying Cardoso is a bad player, but I think there are severe flaws to her game which do not pair well with Angel Reese. And I think based on what we've seen so far in their careers, I would build around Reese over Cardoso. I think Lloyd makes a lot of sense for what you might be trying to do. So that's where I'm at here. So if you're asking where I would potentially trade her, I think the Aces for Jewel makes some sense. If you want to make it, I'd say maybe even a bit of a sweetener, maybe tell the Aces to throw a pick in there.
What if they throw Dana Evans back in there?
Just saying, the stock is so low on Jewel now, maybe you even get a pick out of it. But I think they need a guard, and I think that Reese has proven that without Cardoso and all the room she has to work with, it's been really, really impressive what she's done for the last week. Very impressive.
I would go for, if it was me, I would go for a Camilla for Azare Stevens and Julie Van Loo trade.
That's fine too.
Azare spreads the floor as a big and also still gives you that size that you need. And Julie Van Loo can run the fuck out of any offense that you give her.
Yeah, that's fine. They need true guard play. But what Angel's doing, I can't ignore. And it's not a coincidence that once Cardoso left, she took over. That's not a coincidence.
Also, just so people remember, Aaliyah Edwards had a pretty good game early on in that game. She's still on the trade block as well, waiting to see where she's going to go. But if it's not this season, it's next season. But
I feel bad for her, too, because you know that she can definitely play serious minutes on a team that has a lack of front court depth. Can the Liberty give her a call?
Yeah. I think they should. Now, if I'm the Mystics, I wouldn't do it because
no, of course not.
You're signing a death warrant.
Oh, with John Quell being out for probably a month or so, you can definitely use her in the meantime. Yeah, you're getting killed in the front court every game anyway.
Aaliyah Edwards, also one of the sweetest people you ever meet, by the way. Just throw that in there. All right. You can listen to all the podcasts on the network for free just by subscribing over there to the SGPN feed wherever you get your podcasts. And also make sure that, hey, if you think you know ball, try out Circa Millions. They have $21 million in guaranteed prizes they're giving away, but there's also no rake. So you can go above the guarantee. Any entries that go above the guarantee, all the extra money will go to the prize pool. So it could be even more than $21 million given away here. Make sure you register in person over there at Circa Sportsbook in Nevada. So you can easily just book you a nice extra trip to Vegas to go register. Sign up in Nevada and play from anywhere with the help of SGPN's official proxy. Go to footballcontest.com, use promo code SGP, and get $50 off your proxy fees. We're also brought to you by MyBookie.ag, your place to bet every single sport, including the MLB, WNBA, golf, and, of course, your NFL football futures, college football as well. MyBookie accepts customers from a ton of different locations, easy deposit, and get lightning fast payouts using cryptocurrency. So head over there and lock in with MyBookie.ag. Promo code SGPN for 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply. That's MyBookie.ag. Promo code SGPN. I mean, let's W's in the chat. Drop those W's in the chat. Let's see here. Yep, the Angel Reese assist play is good to go. I have a clip of Angel talking about her playmaking from the interviews earlier, and I immediately took from that, Scott, it's Angel Reese assist the rest of the season.
I just keep taking the rebounds. She's walking in 16 a game every time that Cardoso doesn't play. You can throw in whatever you want.
She went
rebounds, assists, RA.
She went over all of it. She went over all of it today. All points, even the points, rebounds, and assists. Yeah, everything. Yeah. Like you gotta bet.
No, she's been a monster. I can't ignore that.
Southwest D said that which one of y'all called Bonner signing with Phoenix. I'm pretty sure we both said it. That was that was the most.
I thought it was
that the
pretty
least surprising?
move.
Was that the least surprising thing you've heard today?
No, I thought the whole situation of her leaving the Fever for personal reasons was quite weird. And I feel like there was something behind the scenes that wasn't being talked about enough. Maybe just being homesick or just missing her wife, just wanting to play with AT. That could be what happened there. I thought that the personal reason was kind of weird, but it didn't work out. And when your wife is the best either point guard in the league or the best facilitator or top two, if you want to throw in Caitlin in there, she's going to get you the damn ball.
15 assists.
She's going to get you the damn ball. So
the top two players were out of the game, and she had 15 assists.
Yeah. I'm saying, if you want to go for facilitator, you can argue that AT is the best facilitator in the league. If you want to get some easy buckets, and coincidentally you're engaged and married to her, you try to join her team, she gets you the damn ball. That's all I'm saying.
Let's see. And
the chemistry's on point.
It's a homecoming for DeWanna Bonner. She won 2 championships in Phoenix.
Yeah. I get it.
Unfortunately, they were with DT, but, she still won them.
I'm assuming the question, though, remaining is, will she ever play again for a team that's not with AT? And my guess is no. I'm assuming this will be
it's over. I'm pretty sure this is ending
this year?
in maybe not this year. I wouldn't be surprised if it's this year, but I'm almost positive this ends with her in a Phoenix jersey. I don't think she goes anywhere else. It's been
I'm not sure how much Bonner is left in the tank, but it's a good get for Phoenix off the bench.
Oh yeah, especially with injuries too. All right.
It's a separate point from Jimmy, by the way, is that they should have not taken Van Lith. That has not worked out in her rookie.
Yeah, Pow, but
she's hooping.
I will push back on that and say that if Pow went to Chicago, we would not be talking about Pow the same. I think that Carl Smesko in Atlanta had something.
It's a good system.
Yeah, it has something to do with how she's playing. I will throw that part.
And they want to shoot, and she can shoot. So
all right. Let's get into the 4 games that's going on. We got 3 camp day games here early on the East Coast as well. 11 a.m. start time here. Game today started at 11:30. Scott, this is starting at 11 a.m. Seattle Storm on the road going to play the Connecticut Sun. Seattle's laying 17.5 on the road here. 155.5 is the total. Early game for Seattle. 8 a.m. start time on the West Coast. But they've been on this side of the coast for a little minute, I believe. Let me double check and make sure I'm not lying there. I am not lying. They've been here since. Yeah, we talked about this the other day. They've been here since basically the whole month of July. They've been on the East Coast, so a little bit of already acclimation there. There's not any correlation between unders and early start times, so I don't want it shouldn't go into your handicap because I've seen these games have 180 points and I've seen them have 120 points. I think it's really just how the game's going to go, but they're professionals. They wake up early and go play. With that being said, 17.5 for Seattle on the road.
I mean, I'll put it this way. Do you want to take the points with the Sun against anybody right now?
I mean, I guess they covered the line last time they played them in Seattle. So, I mean,
that was a backdoor cover, right? That was them getting blown out and they outscored them in the fourth quarter, I think.
Yep.
Okay. Storm looked better, but the Liberty are also really... I mean, they got the win tonight. Asia got injured, so it's a whole separate conversation. But I don't know how to read into that Storm win against the Liberty because we've been fading the Liberty for the last couple weeks. We knew that this was going to happen for the Liberty because they can't rebound the ball. They got no chance. It's a really bad matchup for the Liberty against the Storm team. So I don't want to overrate the Storm again, but they are clearly much better than the Sun team. And if they care enough for 40 minutes, they can easily win this game by 25 if they care enough.
Yeah, that's a big if, though. Seattle Storm 0-3 ATS this season as a favorite of 10 or more points. That might be it might just have to be enough for me, honestly. I do have my worries about Seattle's offense at times on the road. You look at what they're doing on the road this season, they're scoring 77.8 points per game, which is 10th in the WNBA. It's just the fact that their defense is second best in the W, giving up 77 points per game on the road as well. Yeah, I'm good. just give me the Sun plus the points. But this is nowhere near making the card.
Yeah, it's not going to make the card either, but I'll disagree. I'll go with the Storm here. They won by 16 in the last meeting, but the Sun did outscore them by 11 in garbage time in the fourth quarter, which does imply the Storm were leading by 27 points entering the fourth quarter. That's good enough for me. If you're going to be laying 16.5 and you're probably up 20 at some point in the game, I'll just lay it. Connecticut's god-awful. I got nothing else to add. I think their live win total is 7.5. I'm not sure they get there, to be honest. We'll see what happens, but give me the Storm minus 16.5.
Totals at 155.
It was a very high-scoring game, though. They got to 178 last time, but the Storm did score 97 in that game, and the Sun did get to 81. Do I think the Storm can get to 90-plus again in this game? I'm going to say no on the road. I guess I'm on the under, but once again, it's not a game I'm really intrigued by. You?
Give me a bunch of missed shots on both sides. I'll take under.
All right.
Gabby, what's your line at today?
Whatever it is probably not high enough.
I was very disappointed to see that Fee didn't reach for Gabby.
Gabby's at 22.5 again. Run it back.
I would. Oh yeah, it is 22.5.
She had 31 last game against the Sun. She had 28 against the Liberty. Run it back. 22.5. They'll never learn. Minus 106.
Yeah. I would have liked to see 21.5, but I'm fine with that. All right. Who else? Anybody else interesting here? I just don't want to play around with the big spread game. I mean, it's just every time the Connecticut Sun are playing ball, I'm just never interested in props, like ever.
Yeah, because it's painful to watch them play basketball.
And it could be a blowout. And like Asia just dominated that team, and she finished with 19 because they were killing them. So like, it's tough. All right, enough of that game. Next game up. My Valkyries on the road going to play the Indiana Fever. Fever lay at 8.5. 163.5 is total. Caitlin Clark is back. And now they're running into the Valkyries. Time Bile revenge game.
Do you factor that in?
No, not really. I just want to.
Okay. Yeah.
It was fun to mention. First half is at what? +5.
It's already in the card anyway. It doesn't matter. It's already in the card.
No, I just got to make sure what the number is.
Little bet slip thing in the corner with the pending bets. That was on arrival. That was already there.
They should just go ahead and just automatically sign me up. I see 4.5 around here as well. So
I feel like you might be able to get a 5 maybe at 8.5 for a spread. You might be able to find a 5 if you look around.
And I think the number is going to keep trying to climb a little bit. People are buying into the Caitlin coming back first game. And the Valkyries' fourth quarter is actually a little disappointing. But it doesn't matter because it just gives me a bigger number for the first half bet.
She loves that step back.
With that, though, again, I understand the Valkyries kind of disappear in the fourth quarter at times. 8.5 is a lot of points. First game back.
Against a defense that shut her down the first time around.
Yeah. Like, Natalie Nakase has a good game plan for every single team she goes against. Like, every single team, there's a good game plan going in the game. Now, do the players just take over and, do what it do, and it doesn't work out for the Valkyries in the end sometimes? Yeah. But, I mean, she's prepared every single time. And Veronica Burton, again, since college, has played really good defense against Caitlin Clark. So, yeah. Valkyries plus 8.5. I just can't. There's never a time where I would genuinely like to fade the Valkyries, but there's never a time I look at the line and I'm like, I don't really like that line for the Valkyries. Like 8.5 is a lot of points for a team that's in every game.
Yeah, my concern though with the Valkyries is that they are so much better at home than on the road. I don't think they're a good road team. They're 2-6 on the road straight up. A lot of the offense kind of crumbles down the stretch. happened in that dream game last time out as well. If games were only 35 minutes, they'd be so damn good. But those last 5 minutes kill them every time offensively. It's a mess watching them play offense down the stretch. I like the under in the game. I think this total feels kind of high to me. You could argue that maybe she'll play less minutes for Caitlin, or the fact is maybe you'll see the Valkyries have a good game plan for her. Fun fact, though, same record. They're both 9-9, which I find kind of entertaining. But
Yep.
I'll go with the Valkyries first half. I see a good game plan there. I think Kayla can have a solid game, too. She's been very good lately. I do want to see a bit more consistency offensively from Burton. I feel like some games she chooses to bring it when it comes to aggressiveness, and some games she's too passive. I want to see her be a bit more aggressive now. And with Hayes being back in the lineup, it seems like she's deferring even more. I want to see Burton look for her shot a bit more moving forward, but I do think I'll go Valkyries first half, obviously. The full game, it would not shock me if the Fever had a run in the second half and kind of blew it open late. I'll go under instead. It's kind of where I'm at. Valkyries team total under, maybe.
Yeah, I like the under. Valkyrie's defense is good. Defense travels. Under 163.5. Player props. Tip. Oh, I mean, Natalie Nakase is going to get the switch on Caitlin and then just go at her the whole game. Natalie Nakase is not afraid to go at her.
The bad news is Hayes is now up to 14.5 points, so the very low-hanging fruit of her points is now gone. But she's still been great. But it's no longer like 10.5, 11.5.
11
it's up 14 now.
Ridiculous. Like,
it was.
This is where it's supposed to be at. And honestly, she probably still 15 is probably still too short for her. She's probably one of those players that they're legit 17.5 every single time.
She had 14 in the first game against the Fever. So number feels about right.
Give me over 14.5 for tip. Aaliyah Boston.
Well, she's got a point guard again.
And I don't really know, like, what's the option to stop her? Like, what's the plan? Because she's going to dominate on the glass. So rebounds, what's her rebounds at? Her rebounds are at 8.5. That is ridiculous. Just go ahead and take that up to 10. That's actually 8.5 rebounds is ridiculous. Here's Aaliyah Boston rebounds over the past few games. 12, 7, 11, 6, 10, 8, 10, 12, 9, 11.
And the 12 was against the Valkyries.
12 was against the Valkyries. She's had 2 13-point rebound games. 13-point rebound. 2 13-rebound games this season. Yeah, the rebounds are way too short. And in turn, I like the points as well. So points and rebounds is a good play. 22.5. She's been very good. She's been over 22.5 points and rebounds in 7 of her last 8 games. Wow, what a run. All right, so let's throw Aaliyah Boston onto the card. Because, like, teammates going to stop her.
Mm-hmm.
I know Kayla Thornton's been rebounding the hell out of the ball, but, like, it's Aaliyah Boston.
Not the same, though. Different positions.
Yeah. So, yeah, I like Aaliyah Boston. Get this done. Anything else here, Scott, for you?
Not really. Thought about Caitlin assists, but I don't know about how many minutes she's going to play. But if you're assuming Nakase takes the ball out of her hands, that could be an option, too. That does play into the Boston points because you're assuming that Clark will get the assists on that. But I think I'll pass. I'm not really interested in anything else. I thought about maybe going Burton under 10.5 points because her points have dropped off ever since Tip came back. 10.5, thought about going with the under, but decided not to.
All right. Before we get to the next game of the slate, gotta talk about Underdog's Best Ball Mania is happening all summer long, giving away $15 million in prizes, including $2 million to first place. So make sure you go tap in with Best Ball. No waiver wire, no arguments about trades. Best Ball is the best way to play fantasy football. And also we'll do a pick'em entry for Underdog Pick'em at the end of the show, so stick around for that. Promo code NBA SGPN. Claim your special pick and first time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. UnderdogFantasy.com. Promo code NBA SGPN. Also brought to you by Rhythm and their power trends, the AI detected patterns that Rhythm has that they concentrate on the big winning plays here. So make sure you lock in with their power trends. Let's see what power trends we got going on for tomorrow. Early game, Scott, Ezzy over 6.5 rebounds is a power trend. Sounds about right too, believe it or not. Wow, Rhythm predicts Ezzy for 10 rebounds in this game, Scott. 10. What? And
Assuming she plays enough.
Yeah, assuming that they don't just get them up out of there. So Ezzy over 6.5 rebounds, that's a pretty solid play. Make sure you follow that Rhythm power trend. You can get a whole bunch of other Rhythm power trends. Make sure you just go over there and use sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM for a 7-day free trial. Next game up. We're still in the early slate, Scott. It's not early for us anymore here on the East Coast, 3:30 p.m. on the East Coast, but it is 12:30 p.m. Well, wait. Because it's Phoenix, and Arizona has some weird time. Don't they have a weird time zone thing going on?
It's Vegas. It's 3 hours behind us.
No, but Arizona, doesn't Arizona not do daylight savings or something? It's something like that.
I don't know what you're referring to, but
Arizona has. Now I'm looking it up because Arizona has something on with daylight savings, and I remember.
Did that pass, or was that threatened to be passed? Because I don't think that actually got.
No, Arizona does not observe daylight savings time.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, they do not. They do not. Why? I've never understood that. Like, why do you just not? Who said that you could just forego it? Arizona's decision to forego daylight savings time in favor of year-round Mountain Standard Time was made in 1968 due to the state's hot climate.
All right. Doesn't make any difference to my life.
So is Arizona just the hottest state in America? I mean, I know it looks hot from what everybody else, when they go there, it looks like. But why do they just? Why you? They felt like better than us? You think you better than us?
I think they just looked at it and said, "Well, it's sunny here all the time, so why do we even need to save an hour or lose an hour?"
I mean, I think daylight savings time is horrible. I think it's dumb. I agree. But why you just don't get to do it? Why didn't everybody else? What?
Honestly, I don't really have an opinion on daylight savings time because I feel like whether it existed or not, my life wouldn't change that much.
Yeah.
You gain an hour one night and you lose an hour the next night, like another night later in the year. I don't think it makes much of a difference.
I think it's for the people that wake up to sunlight and and so sun sets earlier, rises earlier, whatever it is.
Yeah, we're in 2000 AD. I think we're fine. I don't think we need to follow the sun.
Yeah, so why doesn't Texas not do it? Because Texas is freaking hot as hell. I don't know. I'm gonna have to dig more into the Arizona daylight savings debacle here. Now I'm interested. Random rabbit hole that I didn't think I was going down today, but I did remember somebody because I was randomly deployed with a bunch of people from Arizona, and they always talked about how they never did daylight savings time, and I was like, why? And nobody ever gave me an answer. Yeah, who does Arizona think they are?
I'm trying to think of how daylight savings time even started.
It's a great question. Let's look it up.
Okay.
ChatGPT. How did daylight savings time start?
Benjamin Franklin, I think.
Was first implemented in the U.S. during World War I on March 19th, 1918, as a way to conserve energy by extending daylight hours.
I want to say Benjamin Franklin came up with that.
But how did you extend? Wait, what? How did you extend? You didn't extend anything.
Okay, wait a second. The concept of daylight savings time is often associated with Benjamin Franklin, but it's more accurate to say that George Hudson first proposed it. Okay, so Benjamin Franklin was involved in it. Okay. Shout out to National Treasure.
Wait, that doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense. Oh, early proposals. Oh, okay.
I was right though. Benjamin Franklin was involved.
Okay. So they suggested it in the late 18th century, and then it wasn't until the World War I where it was implemented. This still sounds like a dumb idea.
Once again, it has to do with the lack of digital clocks. Nobody knew what time it was, so they had to figure out something with sunlight. But we've evolved past that, so I don't think you really need to. But whatever.
Yeah.
But I knew Ben Franklin was involved in that. So that's all I knew about the entire thing.
Wow.
Yeah, there you go. The more you know.
This is crazy. Yeah. Didn't what?
Yeah. The typo at the end, though.
What do you mean? How did you forget? How did you forget the type daylight? This is what he meant to say.
He forgot 2 words. He didn't even mean 1 word. He forgot 2 words. The 2 longest words in the sentence.
He just hates you, Scott. No
fine.
way you forget
I can live
2
with
words
it.
like
It's all good.
How do you forget to say I hate? He meant to say, for everybody that's not on YouTube, youtube.com/NBA Gambling Podcast. He meant to say I hate daylight savings, Scott, and he ended up saying I hate Scott.
Just forgot the subject of the entire sentence. It's fine. It's all good. It's fine.
All right, man. Let's get back to what we're supposed to be doing. The Minnesota Lynx are on the road. It's camp day, and they're playing the Phoenix Mercury. Lynx are laying 7.5. 161 is the total. There's going to be no Kalia Copper, no Satu Sabli in this game. 2 pretty big outs for the Mercury here. Okay, so it's different this go around than what they did last game against Dallas after getting embarrassed by Dallas the first time around. It's different because Dallas can't play a lick of defense.
Yep.
The Lynx can.
Sammy Whitcomb, though, 19 points first quarter.
29 in the first half.
Yep.
It's ridiculous. I thought she was getting the 40. Yo, DoorDash with that 40-point promotion.
Yeah.
They're never paying that out.
No.
It's like everybody gets to 30 and then stops every single time.
That's the equivalent of the Pistons Wingstop promo when they lost like 27 in a row. Remember that? Same thing.
Yeah.
They're never paying that out.
Never. So, I mean, for me, it's just really, I don't think that they're going to get it as easy from 3. I don't think Sammy Whitcomb is going to have it as easy this game. I think that they're going to be a lot more serious on defense and not overlook this Mercury team. And I think the Lynx are really just honestly a tough matchup for the Mercury in general, but especially still down no Satu, no Ka. Like, I understand we saw them completely thrash the Wings, but like, that's the Wings. I don't know if they're in this game.
Well,
but
Satu
the Mercury are good at home.
Yeah.
No,
Satu being out's a big deal.
Kalia is out too. That's huge. Like,
they're missing a lot of offense to match up with this Lynx team.
It's like everything has to be completely sound with AT running the point, and everybody else has to completely fill in their role. And I just don't know if it's going to work like that. I think I'm on Minnesota, but I am nervous because this is a good amount of points on the road.
I like the under in the game. I think if the Mercury keep this game close, the defense has to be there, but at the same point, without Copper and without Satu, I'm not sure how this team's going to score. Mm-hmm. Minnesota's good at actually limiting threes. They play great defense overall. It's why they are the defending runner-ups from last year. I just question how much offensive scoring depth the Mercury are going to get. AT, we know, can find a bunch of wide-open people. She also sometimes gets too passive with her own shot. There are questions here for Phoenix's offense. I'll go under instead. I would go Lynx, but I really don't want to lay this in Phoenix. Weird things do happen in the desert, daylight saving time or not. So give me the Mercury to keep the game, in my opinion, somewhat close. And to do that, the game's going to be a rock fight. Give me the under.
All right. Let me see here. Do I have Phoenix in my maps? No, I mean in my clocks. I don't.
It's 3 hours behind.
Yeah, it's still 3 hours. Okay. Yeah. So they're not in the. They don't have daylight savings time. I didn't know what that. They might have been an extra hours off or something like that.
That's also the funny part is that they claim they don't follow it, and we just look at them and go, "All right, you're 3 hours behind." All right, cool.
Yeah. So like, so are we not in day? I don't know. I'm not going through this right now.
No, but the argument is if they don't follow or if they do follow it, technically they would still be 1 hour different than the other people in the time zone, the other states, and they're not. So we just chose to ignore their request and we just put them 3 hours behind no matter what.
Yeah.
Because we use daylight savings time, so we just rope them into it. So there we go.
Now I'm going to think about this the next time we have daylight savings. I'm going to think about this, and I'm going to go back and look at Phoenix and see what time it is in Phoenix. All right. Yeah, I like the under 2. Player props.
I see comments about Collier. I don't see any props, by the way. I don't know if you see any props.
Whoa, I don't see any props.
No, I don't see
any
any props.
It's probably because Satsu and Ka are both out.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Maybe not player props.
Yeah, by the way.
I see some stuff up. Wait, hold on.
One last point, though. Jade All is saying that we are still in daylight savings. My point is, if the other state never actually switches to daylight savings, then their time zone or their actual time would still be different than other states that use daylight savings time because they never made up the hour. That's my point.
This is making my head hurt.
There we go.
AT's doubles at -140. It's actually not a bad price.
I'm trying to think if I actually like that or not.
No, I think she's good regardless. Like, I think now I've gotten to the point where, like, it doesn't matter how many points the Mercury score, she's assisting on pretty much at almost, a good percentage of baskets that they make regardless. So as long as they don't go out and not score at all, she's getting a good amount of assists. And
so do you want Whitcomb or Locks or any of these shooters on the outside then?
I think that if I was to play I don't know, the Sammy line is really still.
I can't take Sammy. I got to imagine that's going to be juiced as hell after last game. So I guess Locks is the pivot.
Let me see. Sammy is no, she's still at 12.5. It didn't move.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, she's at 12.5 still. It didn't move. It's juiced to -120. It looks like, maybe if we go to bed, wake up in the morning, it might be 13.5, but I'm actually surprised that it's still 12.5. But yeah, she's been over that in 5 of her last 6 games. I'm sorry, 6 of the last 7. Really good. Oh man. Wow, Sammy. Crazy to see how far you've come from New York.
She went crazy in the entire first half. 29 points in 20 minutes is absolutely wild.
Kayla McBride's pissing me off.
Okay. I can understand that. Are you still cool with Courtney?
Oh, yeah. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Do we have an update on Alana, by the way?
I think she's fine.
Is she?
I haven't heard anything. Like, she's not on the injury report.
Okay, because I remember she left the game earlier this past week. I wasn't sure.
Oh, no, she's left the game like 3 games in a row and just keeps coming back. So
yeah, she started Sunday, played 24 minutes against the Sky. I don't mind her unders though. She's actually been really bad lately. Last 2 games, 9 combined points, 7 combined rebounds. I don't mind
getting the shit beat out of her.
That's fine. I'll keep going with unders then if she keeps leaving early. I don't mind Alana unders.
All right. Let's close things out here, Scott. And what's the best way to close it out than yet another meeting between the Dallas Wings and the Chicago Sky? Skyerling 1.5 on a back-to-back, Scott.
The Wings are the Wings, but I get it.
165.5 is the total. Okay, so I saw a great game. I get it. I saw a great game. And Chicago's beating them every time?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, every
It's been
single
high scoring and Chicago's won.
Yeah, but Enrique's not playing this time. Give me Dallas.
Give me Dallas.
Yeah, I'll take Dallas.
I feel like that's just not like you. Enrique's missing the game, so you're backing. What is that? Like
I know.
A get-up spot?
Yeah, I know, but I like this. I don't know why, but the 3 rookies in the starting lineup, 4 rookies in the starting lineup is interesting. And now they're playing somebody that's actually comparable to their talent level. Like they went and they got a get up spot against the Mercury where they dogged them out. Then they went and proceeded to lose by 30, which is, cool because they probably should have lost by 30 the first time. And it was the back-to-back game set, and that's probably where we messed up in the first bet because I didn't realize it was a back-to-back game set. And Dog won the first game outright, ended up coming back. Whose audio's jacked up? And then everybody?
I don't know. We haven't touched anything. So
both of us? That's got to be a StreamYard thing because you sound great to me, Scott. Do I sound fine to you?
You're taking shots at StreamYard. We haven't been on there in months.
Oh, wait. What is
No, we're on Restream.
Oh, yeah, we are on Restream.
Throwing shade at StreamYard.
I just said, my fault. I'm just saying stream. I just threw stream in there.
Yeah, we didn't touch anything, so I guess the platform's malfunctioning. I don't know.
Wow, no, I actually don't know what they're sounding.
I hear you perfectly, so I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. Maybe
I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
Maybe it's YouTube. I don't know.
I don't know what to do. Back to the breakdown.
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I would love to fix it. I would love to fix it.
My guess is YouTube because it's fine for us, so I got to imagine it's the playback on YouTube.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Wow.
Because there's no delay for us.
Yo, everybody's saying it. Wow. Yeah, it's got to be a YouTube thing.
It's got to be a YouTube thing because I hear you perfectly and you hear me perfectly, so it's got to be the playback.
Sorry, guys. Apologies.
Blame YouTube.
I wish I knew how to fix it, but I don't.
No.
Back to the Wings, though. I feel like.
By the way, maybe if you guys like refresh, it'll fix itself. But like, I don't know.
Oh yeah. Maybe try refreshing. Let us
try refreshing your page. Let us know. I don't know.
Or switch over to Twitter. Let me know if it works on Twitter. Then that'll definitely.
I'll find out in the audio format when I edit it for Spotify and Apple. But I'm assuming it's gonna be fine on our end.
Yeah. All right. Where are we while I allow people to go ahead and restart YouTube? Oh, yeah, they're saying restart YouTube, everybody. Wow, is that bad that you got to restart? That's crazy. All right, yeah, so while they're going ahead and doing that for a second, I got to try to get my thoughts back together. Yes, back over to the Wings, Scott. So I think they're bad, but I think the Chicago team just doesn't have it figured out either. Now,
on a back-to-back with travel?
Yes. Now, there's still a concern that Angel just might be that good again.
Is Caruso playing in this game?
I don't know.
We don't know either.
That's what we got to figure out because they said that she just wasn't joining them on the road trip. They were already on the road.
Yeah. So I'm assuming she's meeting them back at home.
But like, is she going to play or is she just going to be on the bench? We'll have to figure that out. I feel better about this if she plays. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm still gonna rock out with Paige in the Wings just because if Paige goes out there and has like a 25-point game because nobody can guard her, I wouldn't be surprised, and that's gonna make it really a lot more helpful for the Wings here. So maybe they turn around and finally get a win against this team. Give me the Wings plus 1.5.
I'm gonna go Sky in this one. I don't think the Wings are good. I think the Sky are a better team than the Wings, so I'm just going to go with that personally. I think Reese is going to have a great game. If Camilla comes back, there's probably no minute restriction because she's been playing.
Yeah.
Just with a different team. So she's probably going to be fun conditioning-wise. I still hate the pairing. I still think it's a mess waiting to happen here. Coincidentally, I think that Camilla, for better or worse, reminds me of McCown's. I see a lot of similarities in their games. I don't mean that in a good way, but I see similarities the way they play. So I will go with Angel Reese props, but I need confirmation that Cardoso's sitting. I'm telling you right now, if Reese and Cardoso play together and Reese only has 8 rebounds, I'm going to riot. I'm just going to tell you right now, if she goes for like 17 rebounds, I'm going to go crazy.
Nah, it'd be the assist. If the assist don't cash for me, then I'd be a little like, oh, come on, because she was playmaking so well.
She was doing everything.
But like she still can get assists off of Camilla, and she could still be really good at this. I'm still gonna roll out the Angel assist play, by the way. When that pops up. I don't think we have a lot of props in this.
I'll go Sky at home. They've owned this team in the head-to-head, but it wouldn't shock me if without Enrique you saw Paige go crazy. Weird last game for Paige. She had 11 points at the half, didn't score again, got benched in the fourth quarter. So maybe they were just saving her to go crazy in this game. I think I'd rather go for Paige props than actually trusting the Wings to do anything. Mm-hmm. So I don't mind Paige overs, but I'll go with the Sky in this one.
Also, Isaiah, what was that, 15.5? Jesus Christ, Isaiah, you are so good. You are commanding a 15.5 points prop. You are so good. Shout out to 757. You are so good. I'm not going to do it. But you are so good that you command a 15.5 points prop. 15.5. And you know what? She can go over it too. That's the crazy thing. She can absolutely go over it.
They put Reese's rebounds at 14.5, and I really can't argue it. I'm not happy about it, but it is what it is. I'll wait for Cardoso, and I'll go from there.
Yeah, that 10, those 10, bro, she had a double at half today. Like
she's going crazy.
I was literally sitting there at the media table, and I was just like, yo, look at Angel. Look at Angel.
Well, that was another thing, is that one of the retweets to my post was, well, this game's at halftime, so don't count it. I'm like, she has a double-double in the first half. What the hell are you talking about? How am I not supposed to count that? Like, that's crazy. But we'll see. Maybe they can figure it out someday with better guards, but from what I've seen so far, I'm not sold on the idea of them working together. But anyway, I'll go Chicago in this game.
They got to keep I don't even know if I want them to have too many better guards because I think Angel needs to keep the ball in her hand, man.
You like the point forward role?
Yeah, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like
I said, shooters. I'm fine with shooters.
Yeah. But just more shooters around her. More shooters. All right.
Like the Mercury's offense. You got AT, and I know she's not the passer AT is, but the argument is you spread out 3-point shooters, you let her cook in the low post, and you go from there. I'm fine with that.
Phil's asking, does the line plummet if Cardoso plays? No, it doesn't move at all. There's probably not going to be.
I think it might bump up a point.
No,
but
I don't think Camilla's moving any line, and that's no shade. But I don't think that the line's moving for. I don't think the books are paying attention if Camilla Cardoso is playing or not. Like
I'll say 1 point, but not a lot.
All right, lock, dog, underdog. She's only 4-1 for top point scorer.
It makes sense that her points are at 15.5. Who's the projected favorite? You have Paige at like 17 or 18.5 points. Sounds about right. You can argue maybe it should be like 6-1, but
I mean,
it wouldn't be double digits. It'd be like probably 550, 6-1 if I had to price it myself.
Yeah, 4-1 just feels a little bit off.
Yeah.
All right. Lock. What do I? Yeah, let's go under Minnesota and Phoenix. Under 161. If Minnesota's going to be in the game, they got to play a good style of defense. And they're actually really solid defensively, especially at home. And Minnesota Lynx are always solid defensively. So let's go with that. Under 161 there. Dog. Aaliyah Boston.
Okay.
We'll go with Aaliyah Boston for... Oh, wow. Well, that's not as juicy as I thought it was going to be. Okay. Wait, hold on. I got to find another Aaliyah Boston prop. I can... wow. I don't have a double-double available. All right. I guess I can make one. Aaliyah Boston... 10 points, 10 rebounds, plus 150. Okay. Aaliyah Boston, double-double, plus 150. I had to make it in the SGP, but that's basically what it is.
All right. For my lock, run it back. Give me Gabby again. Over 22.5 PRA. Minus 106. No reason to change it up. Sun are bad at everything. They are allowing the most points per game in the league, most rebounds per game in the league, second most assists per game in the league. She had 28 against the Liberty. Against the Sun about a week and a half ago, she had 31. She's a monster. They haven't adjusted the lines properly. 22.5 minus 106. Hell yeah. I'll take that as my lock for the show. For my dog, I thought about going with something with Paige, actually. Because I do think she's in a good matchup to dominate with Enrique not being there. I'm wondering what alt points I want, because 19.5's only plus 124, and that's just not good enough for me.
Yeah.
I can't take Reese because I don't know if Cardoso's back or not, so I can't do it for that. I could do a parlay, which is interesting. If I want to go for Burton points in there at 10.5. But let me actually see if I can find an alt line that I can be interested in, starting at 150. Sheldon's made some threes, but I don't want to really take a Sun player for this. Okay, you know what? I'll switch some things up. Let me actually look at the. Do I want to go win margin? Do I think that the Mercury keep this close? They might. Yeah, okay. I think I'll go with this instead. I'm going to go with the Lynx to win the game, but I do think the Mercury keep it somewhat close because weird things happen when you have no daylight savings time. Give me the Lynx to win 1-10 as my dog for the show, which I'm trying to see the best price I can find on that, and it doesn't exist. Never mind. So that's just not an option, I guess. That's just unfortunate. All right, change of plans. Give me the Valkyries first half plus the 4.5, which I know that you co-sign because, of course, it is system play. So once again, give me the Valkyries plus 4.5, and I will parlay that with the under in the Lynx and Mercury game. So plus 4.5 first half Valkyries, under 160.5 in the Mercury game, plus 271.
All right. Underdog. Aaliyah Boston higher 8.5 rebounds.
Gabby again.
Or Paige.
We can do both.
All right. Gabby and Paige. PRA for both. There we go. Gabby Williams hired 22.5 PRA in the early game. Then right after them, an hour later, we have Aaliyah Boston higher 8.5 rebounds. And for the night slate, Paige Becker's higher 28.5 points, rebounds, and assists. $100 get $600 over there. Underdog Fantasy. Make sure you use that promo code NBA SGPN. Scott, anything else for people before we get up out of here?
Yeah, I see Jimmy mentioning that Lynx 1-10 is plus 170. I moved on. It's fine. Plus 271 for the parlay. It's all good.
All right. He's at Reichel Radio, Matt Really Well __. Make sure you give us a follow. What else? W's for the WNBA Gambling Podcast. Wherever you get your podcast, make sure you give us a 5-star rating and review. And with that, that is it, Scott. Have nothing else to say, nothing else to do. No other way of ending the podcast. Just ending it like this. We are out of here.